Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's group webinar. Today we're rolling out our new partnership with the Hartford, and we've got Kevin Madden on the phone. Just some housekeeping as normal. If you have any questions, please type it in the question box, and we'll answer the questions at the end of the presentation. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our weekly Monday Minute newsletter for the latest Cornerstone, carrier, and industry updates. If you have any questions, again, my information is down at the bottom. And then, if you didn't know, Cornerstone's new AGB portal rolled out yesterday, so it's now available. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to your broker advisor or go to our website, as we've got a webinar on that within the last week or so. EB3 is a fully customizable benefit booklet builder. It has low monthly pricing. You can customize your own color schemes. You can add your own PDF documents. You can do wrap docs and SPDs and a whole lot more. If you have more questions, please visit the website below. Now I will turn it over to Kevin Madden.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let me see here. I'm going to share my screen in a second. I just want to, I'm not too familiar with this, the GoToWebinar. Let me just make sure that I have the right screen that I'm showing.
Looks like you got your email for the invite pulled up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it on the other. Bear with me one sec.
All right, we can see the presentation now.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you, Bobby. And again, my name is Kevin Madden. I am the Hartford Small Group Sales Representative. I handle everything in the under 50 market for all the Hartford's ancillary group benefits. That includes group life, short and long-term disability, our worksite products, as well as our business travel accident plan. I've been with the Hartford now for about 4.5 years in this particular territory, coming up on 2 years, but I have about 15 total years of group benefits experience, having spent the better part of a decade with another carrier. So I'm just going to go through some information about the Hartford, some information about our products, our small business unit. As Bobby said, if anyone has any questions, feel free to share, put in the chat box. We can make this interactive, and I'm happy to answer any questions as we go. So first, the small business team at the Hartford. While I'm the sales executive handling all new business, we do have a pretty robust team and support staff behind us. Chris Nordstrom is our national sales director. He heads up our small business unit, and he is intimately aware and knowledgeable about our market in particular. He was a sales representative in the Ohio market for a number of years before transitioning over to a director role for all the central market region, and is now the national sales director heading up our small business unit. Teresa Lozo is our regional sales manager, the central regional sales manager. Myself as a senior sales executive. We have a post-sale team that acts as our small business account management team. And we also have a newly created senior customer advocate role. Linda Lagasse heads that up. And anything that either myself, my service team, The post-sale team, maybe regular customer service can't handle anything that needs to be addressed as an, escalated matter. If our regular resources can't handle it, Linda can step in and be an advocate for both, Cornerstone as well as the client and the broker, and step in and step up and handle any matters. So. Needless to say, you're well taken care of here at the Hartford with our support teams in place. So just taking a broad look at the marketplace, this slide provides a nice overview of our group benefits. I get asked a lot about, where is the Hartford competitive? What industries? Here's a good snapshot right there on the left of both the size segment as well as the industry, measured by the number of enrolled lives. So as you can see, the majority of our business, is in that small business space. The Hartford is very well known in that small business space, and our small business group benefits department is certainly growing at a rapid pace. And really, I like to say that we're pretty agnostic when it comes to industry. There are certainly some industries that we're a little bit better at, but we don't really turn away from too many industries. You can see right there, very familiar with the healthcare service industry, manufacturing, retail, really a kind of a diverse set of industries that we work with. And specifically in the small business space, there aren't too many SIC codes that we'll look away from. Certainly airlines and related industries to air transportation, mining, the cannabis industry is still restricted, but for the most part, we're not going to look away from too many industries. And in the small business space in particular, I think we're pretty competitive across the board. Um, in the upper right-hand corner there, you see we do have some specialty segments for certain industries, any healthcare or physician groups. We have a dedicated underwriting unit that handles anything that we consider a physician segment case. So those get really special handling and have their own contract. The public and education space, PEOs, and we do have a group retiree health product available upmarket as well. We consider ourselves a voluntary market leader. We're one of the fastest growing carriers, as I mentioned. A lot of that growth has been organic, but also through acquisitions. We took over AIG's book of business a number of years ago. More recently, we had a renewal rights agreement with Humana, where we took over a good portion of their disability block. Aetna, we took over Aetna's life and disability block as well. And then, more regionally focused, a carrier by the name of Epic in Wisconsin chose to exit the group benefit space last year and decided to non-renew a lot of their business. And we were chosen as the carrier of choice to provide a soft landing for a lot of those groups that were being non-renewed by Epic. So while we've put a lot of time and a lot of resources into growing our group benefits organically, we've done it the same way through acquisitions. And I think that's helped our market position, and we now see ourselves as a top 5 carrier for employee paid products. And you'll see a slide coming up where you'll see some of our leading market positions. But one stat that I love to share with people, you might come across some group benefit brokers or groups that maybe aren't too familiar with the Hartford in the group life and disability space. But the truth is we actually insure 1 in 9 working Americans. Kind of a staggering stat when you think about it, that high percentage. Now, a lot of that is on the small commercial side. We do have such a great presence for workers' comp and small commercial insurance. But just, our name in general for the general public, very well known in the small business space. And, we're big on small business, and that is now becoming more and more evident in the group benefits market as well, as we've, like I said, put a lot of time and resources into growing our group benefits unit. So here are some of those market positions that I referenced. A powerful partner you can rely on. Over 70 years of group benefits experience. Almost 7 million unique claim and leave events that we've handled. And you can kind of see we're the #1 carrier in fully insured disability, the #1 carrier in statutory disability as well. If you have, clients in those statutory states, we write a ton of New York DBL. We're the #2 carrier in absence management and workers' comp. And you can see, our market positions from there on. So you can feel confident recommending the Hartford because we do have these leading market positions. We're right up there with any other carrier in terms of in-force groups, premiums, number of lives. This is what we specialize in, and we're really just continuing to grow at a rapid pace and putting the resources in the places necessary to handle the influx in business. So now going into our specific offerings and kind of our specific small business unit and solutions. Just quickly taking kind of a quick look at the small business success that we've had and the outlook that we see. Right now, we insure over 1 million small businesses. So it's what we do. It's what we're good at. 1 million plus and growing. The production in 2021 was 46 million. We certainly a lot of that is in the statutory space where we are a dominant player in PFML, and we consider that the storm on the horizon as more states adopt PFML. We're well positioned to be the carrier of choice in that respect. So you can see some of our stats on close ratios. I think that's probably higher than a lot of carriers out there. A little bit higher than our average in the central region, which is good. That's the markets that I handle and that you would be in. Persistency, we have a really great renewal strategy where we do have 2-year renewals, which helps keeps our persistency numbers up. But really, we renew and continue to enforce most of our business. There's only a small percentage that do get renewal increases and rate action, and I think that a lot of that is due to our upfront pricing, where we don't aggressively discount upfront to try to win business. Because what that does is you might produce a low rate that helps you win a case, but that carrier is ultimately going to try to make it up as quickly as they can. The carrier that I spent a long time with, we had a lot more discretion with pricing, but the persistency numbers were lower, and groups tended to move a lot quicker from the carrier, and that's not the case with the Hartford. Ben admin platforms, if you have groups that are on these platforms, we're agnostic when it comes to working with these platforms. We'll work with anybody. We do have relationships with several already in place. For example, Employee Navigator, we are fully integrated with. And then on the right, you can see some outlook, some goals that we have. We certainly want to increase our supplemental health, our worksite benefits. We have an online quoting feature that I'll talk about in a little bit. I know Bobby's familiar with that. And we're continuing to work with additional benefit admin partners to try to expand those relationships, because we do see a lot more groups and producers going that route. But yeah, I'll move into our products and kind of touch upon some highlights of our individual products. And Right here you can see our product portfolio. We do have group life and AD&D, short and long-term disability. Our disability flex is our voluntary short-term disability plan, where employees can choose their plan design. They have a variety of elimination periods and durations, and they can choose their own plan design. We have an accident, critical illness, and hospital indemnity plan. These supplemental health products are gaining in popularity, and I do think we have some real competitive offerings there, and competitive rates as well. We do sell a business travel accident plan. And in the small business space, we typically offer our canned business travel accident plans that are either $500 or $750, depending upon whether or not you offer the standard or premium plan design. And that's the premium, that's the annual premium for any size group under 50 lives. So, you might have a 20, 30, 40 life group, very, very inexpensive to offer an extra layer of protection for employees that are on the move. And with the premium plan, that's $750 a year, there's additional coverage for the executives or owners of a plan, where we will cover them for business travel as well as pleasure travel. So if they're taking a vacation, we can cover them for that as well. It's essentially just an additional AD&D benefit with amounts up to $250,000. And with that premium plan, there's an out-of-country medical benefit of up to $100,000 as well. And then I mentioned all the statutory benefits and paid family medical leave that we offer. So real quickly, again, our life and AD&D benefit, in the under 50 space, some highlights. We have guarantee issue amounts for all size groups. We can do up to 100K of GI for groups down to 2 lives. So for groups 2 to 24, we can go up to 100,000 of fully guaranteed issue life coverage. There are no individual or group level underwriting questions. So it's full and true GI, and we can go up to 200,000 for groups 25 to 49 lives. And that's flexible if it is a takeover situation. Let's say, for example, we need to match an in-force competitor, match a current benefit. We can generally do that. We're pretty flexible in that respect. But that is, I think that kind of sets us apart, having the 100K GI for under 10 lives. Not many carriers can do that. In addition, we do have composite rates all the way down to 2 lives for our basic life and an AD&D product. Voluntary life is available to any group with 4 or more lives, and we only require a minimum of 4 enrolled for our voluntary life in the under 50 space, or really the under 25 space. Once we get to 25 plus, we do require 20% participation, but we're pretty flexible in that respect, and we can quote voluntary life all the way down to 4 lives. Short-term disability, again, full guarantee issue for all size groups, and that's true for any amount of coverage. Under 10, we can quote up to $1,500 for a maximum. 10 plus, we can quote $2,500, and it's full GI. Again, no medical questions at the group or employee level. Generally, no pre-X. No pre-X on both employer paid or voluntary short-term disability. Composite rates down to 2 lives. Really a variety of plan options and maximums. We're pretty flexible in that respect. For voluntary coverage on the disability, we do require a minimum of 10 employees, 10 eligible lives, and again, only 4 enrolled. But unlike voluntary life, we do require at least 10 eligible lives in order to quote the voluntary disability, but we can write it with less than 10 enrolled. Long-term disability, same deal, full guarantee issue. We can go up to 6,000 on the groups under 10. We can go up to 12.5 for groups that qualify for groups 10 plus. And for certain takeover situations, competitive situations, good white collar industries, we have been known to increase that to 15,000 with reinsurance approval. Again, composite rates down to 2 lives. Some standard features. I don't know. Don't want to get too far into the weeds in terms of our contracts. I'm happy to answer any one-off questions or follow up with anyone that does have questions about the specifics of our contract. But some things that we standardly quote: no self-reported limitations on our contract. No earnings loss requirement to satisfy the elimination period either. And the unique thing about our contract on LTD is that we will extend the elimination period for up to 12 months in order to show an earnings loss. So the elimination period can be satisfied, the employee can still be earning money, and as soon as the income stops or dries up, as long as it's within the first 12 months from the date of disability, they can then qualify for a disability. And having already satisfied the elimination period, the benefit will then be ready to be paid. And quickly, some of the slides that we've touched on have had the value-added services to the right. Our EAP benefit is known as Ability Assist. It is available to any group with any line of coverage, any fully insured line of coverage with us. So it could be life only, standalone life coverage. They get the EAP services. Standalone disability, they get the EAP services. Standalone supplemental health. So if somebody just writes an accident plan, anybody on that accident plan gets the EAP at no additional costs. And the EAP includes 3 face-to-face counseling sessions per occurrence per year per person, and then unlimited telephonic counseling with clinician level contacts. And we do have a number of other value-added services that come with our products. They're pretty standard in the industry. I don't think we differentiate too much with things like travel assist and ID theft, beneficiary assist, funeral and will prep, pretty standard. And I'll just touch on quickly our supplemental health products. Accident, critical illness, and hospital indemnity. We recently went through a rate refresh back on 1/1 where we lowered our accident and critical illness rates, and we've been super competitive this year on those products. Just about any amount that we quote for these coverages is full guarantee issue. There are some higher amounts of critical illness, if requested, might need to undergo some underwriting, but it's just about full guarantee issue as well. So no E of Is, no E of I administration. There is an annual open enrollment on these coverages. That's standard, don't have to request it. It's an annual open enrollment. So anybody who wants to come on the plans at the anniversary date can certainly do that. And we have both employee paid, which is generally, how we quote these coverages, as well as employer paid funding options. So there's some flexibility there. And the claims experience is kind of unique and I think sets us apart. Not only do we administer and process these claims very, very quickly, within only a few days, but there's a telephonic proactive claiming experience where if they have these coverages and they're on disability, and they're filing a disability claim, oftentimes people forget or don't realize that they might be eligible for one of these supplemental health products. We will let them know. We will say, hey, your group has these coverages. If you're on the plan, we want to let you know that you might be eligible for this additional benefit. And great thing about these benefits, it's just a cash lump sum, benefit that's paid to the employee, and they can use the proceeds, for those any which way they want. So I'll just talk quickly. I mean, I'll gloss over this. I know you're not going to be doing a lot of the quoting yourselves, but we do have an online quoting feature. But generally, quotes can be done either through my manual team that does the majority of our quoting, but we do have an online platform that's available to quote as well. Something I love to highlight on presentations right now is the Hartford Ability Advantage. This is a relatively new platform for our small business clients. Upmarket, we have this available, but it's essentially our new employer portal. So previously, if you had any groups that were with the Hartford, the employer portal was known as Employer View. And the Hartford Ability Advantage is essentially everything that was good about Employer View. We've, maintained all the functions and capabilities that Employer View had, and basically just provided an enhanced digital experience, especially when it comes to claims tracking and claims management. For an employer to just log on and kind of get a bird's eye view of exactly what's happening with a claim, where it is, what needs to happen, what's outstanding. It's really a unique experience and kind of sets us apart, especially in the small business space. Upmarket, I'd say a lot of carriers are trying to copy this, but down market, the functionality and capabilities that carriers have, can be limited. So this enhanced feature or enhanced experience is certainly got a lot of positive feedback this year. It just went live 1/1. Any group that has disability or worksite is on the platform. Standalone life coverage, because there's less claims tracking and less things that are necessary to administer a plan. Standalone life plans will still be on our legacy Employer View platform, but groups going forward with disability or worksite will be able to take advantage of our new proprietary and enhanced employer portal. And just kind of along the same lines of enhanced digital capabilities, when you enroll a group, we utilize DocuSign. So the process, while we're still ironing out a lot of the kinks, the process is so straightforward and seamless. All we do is send out a DocuSign to the broker contact, whoever that might be, to fill out some general information about the group. And once that's completed, a DocuSign email goes to the employer for their e-signature and review of all the material that's been put in our system to make sure it's accurate and up to date. And then in the meantime, since the majority of our groups are done via census enrollment, the census and any prior carrier booklets and bills can be emailed in at any time. But the DocuSign enrollment process has got a lot of positive feedback, and that's valid for groups down to 2 lives. So any size group can take advantage of that. So it's paperless, seamless, and received a lot of positive feedback. So that is pretty much what I had for everyone today. I wanted to leave some time for questions, for if there's anything specific that anyone wanted me to discuss, I'm happy to go into more detail about anything. Bobby, if you think, I know Bobby and I have worked together on a number of cases. thus far. If there's anything that you'd like to highlight or anything that you want me to go over in more detail, I'm happy to.
No, I think you hit on everything. As Kevin, you were saying, we've done a couple cases together now, and it's been great. The rates are very competitive. The enrollment, like you said, with DocuSign, very easy to do. It doesn't take very long to do it, a couple minutes. And the portal is great. I know you said it's a new rollout this year. Very easy to use, very easy to gain access. You just the whole process is very seamless. So, I don't see any questions. We'll give it another minute or two. Remember, people will put your questions in the chat box.
It'll actually be in
Um,
the questions box, Bobby, and we do have two
okay.
questions. Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, if you could.
Sure. How do we get all new groups under this new platform and not the old one where we have a different login for each group?
Yeah, so a different login. So it sounds like in the past, brokers, wouldn't have direct access to employer view because we do still have producer view. That is the producer portal, and despite me asking for that probably on every high level meeting that we have to have producer view and employer view be linked, they are separate. So it sounds like this particular producer may have just been granted access by the group to their specific employer portal. Now, what they can do is request TPA access for several other groups. So if that person wants to just email me, we can get third-party access on the platform, and that was true for the old employer view as well as the new platform. But we can get third-party access for a group of groups, so that you'll have your own login for your groups. Um, Hopefully that addresses the question. Otherwise, yeah, if the employer is just simply providing you with their login info, or they added you as a user to their site, then yeah, you're kind of logging in separately just under that group. But we can grant TPA access, third-party access to a producer for a number of groups. Does that answer that question?
I believe so. Um, we have another question. Will the enrollment form get an upgrade?
Yes. Good question. I think we're all on the same page here of what we're asking and wanting of the Hartford, because yeah, not a week goes by where I'm not asking for a different version of a form. The good thing is we don't require forms generally for the most part for most of our submissions. Most of our submissions are done via census. But yeah, we're always trying to tweak and get the right information on the forms, because we do have some generic forms that aren't really user friendly. And yeah, believe me, I hear that question, and it's a point of emphasis, at least for the folks on my team, to constantly be updating those, and I think that is on the horizon.
Okay. I think that is all our questions today. So, if you have any questions, please reach out to your broker advisor. We can either answer those. If we don't know them, we'll get it over to the Hartford. And good luck quoting out there. Thank you, Kevin.
Great, thank you all for your time.